All right, so Luke 11:27 isn't necessarily one of those verses that you hear and you think, man, I can't wait to do a devotional on that. It's Jesus preaching. There's a lot of crowds around, and even more crowds are going to come. Chapter 12 says, but in the midst of his teaching, so many people are caught into it that this woman just shouts out in the middle of the teaching. And I'll not use the King James verse on that because Instagram might throw me off or ban my channel. But basically, it's blessed is your mother who nursed you, is what the woman is trying to say. And it just seems kind of weird that this woman would yell that out in front of the crowd. And Jesus looks at her and says, no, blessed are those who hear the word of God and do it, which is fantastic in how Jesus interprets it. But why would this woman do this? And two, why would Luke throw that in the gospel? You know, it's like when you read it, you're like, Luke, you could have left that out and we'd have been just fine. But honestly, there's a lot to that verse. And one, you see the emphasis that she's making on Mary, because in that time period, when a man did something or accomplished something great, the mother was praised. Even when Ruth had a baby, we know that Naomi's the one that was praised for that. And some people have argued that Ruth should be called the book of Naomi because she is kind of the central figure there. And even in the book of Kings, when you see a mom mentioned, it's usually with the good king. So here, Mary's being praised, but Jesus diverts that and brings it back to the word of God. And that's why this is significant. Because one, Jesus doesn't even take the credit. It's like on Psalm 138, I've exalted thy word above all thy name. And Jesus is putting the emphasis not on him and how great he is, but on the word of God. But also, there's no credit going to Mary, which is very unique, because if Jesus wanted to give credit to Mary and Jesus wanted Mary to be praised or be prayed to or to be worshiped, this was his opportunity to implement that, but he didn't. He diverted everything away from Mary as well and put everything on the word of God. And so that is so critical for us today, as so many different religions and people are putting emphasis where it doesn't belong, whether it's on a cross or on a relic or on Mary, but it's all should be centered and coming back to the word of God.